like to call the meeting to order. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Stanforth, may we have a roll call?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Harrison?
Present.
Mr. Williamson?
Present.
Mr. Corrado?
Present.
Ms. Hurd? Mr. Hoagie?
Present.
Ms. Howard?
Present.
Mr. Lumpkin?
Here.
Ms. Matthews Stinson?
Present.
Mr. Weckeser?
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, you have before you, or you did receive a copy of the agenda. Are there any questions or changes that you'd like to make to the consent agenda? Hearing none, we'll consider it accepted as presented. The minutes of the meeting of September 4th, 2018 were issued prior to this meeting for the board's review. Unless there is any member who requests a reading of the minutes, I will ask if there are any corrections or additions to the minutes as presented. Having heard no requests for a reading or any corrections, the minutes have been approved as presented. We'll start with our committee reports. Planning Committee, Mrs. Howard.
Good afternoon. The Finance, Personnel, and Planning Committees met for a jointly held meeting on September 18th, and as a result, the Planning Committee is recommending one action item for the board's consideration. Action item number 2, Transit Mobility as a Service Pilot Program. The purpose of this action item is for the RTA to enter into a 5-year strategic partnership agreement with Transit, a multimodal trip planning app company. Together, these partners will pilot and launch a fully functional mobility as a service platform for the region. The platform will allow for the phased integration of various mobility components, such as fixed route, paratransit, on-demand, human service transportation, bike share, taxi, transit network companies, car share, and other forms of shared mobility. It is understood that RTA's future fare payment system vendors will work exclusively with Transit in order to deliver the fully functional mobility as a service platform. This action item aligns with the RTA's core values of quality, service, and stewardship, and moves RTA towards blurring the lines of mobility into one seamless, integrated network of services that enhances the customer experience for all. Mr. Brandon Polachicchio provided a detailed explanation at our committee meeting, and the supporting information is included in today's board package. Mr. Polachicchio is available to answer any questions you may have. Hearing none, and based upon the recommendation of the Planning Committee, I move to approve the 5-year strategic partnership agreement with Transit, a multimodal trip planning app company, to pilot and launch a fully functional mobility as a service platform for the region. This includes full authority to establish agreements, determine appropriate funding sources, and revenue sharing models that will be reflected within RTA's short and long-term budgets. This pilot program budget will be brought to the RTA Board of Trustees for approval in the first quarter of 2019.
I'll second that.
It's been properly moved and second to accept action item number 2, Mobility as a Service Pilot Program. Question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Abstentions? Motion carries. Action item number 2 will be implemented.
In addition, at the committee meeting, Mr. Polachicchio provided a summary document of recent activities in the Customer and Business Development Department. The highlight of the meeting was the announcement of the new downtown circulator called The Flyer. This new service, set to launch on November 5th, will be free to the public and will run every 10 minutes throughout downtown Dayton and the University of Dayton campus. A celebration and official kickoff of the flyer service will take place on November 9th at 10 a.m. on Courthouse Square, and all are welcome to join. Other announcement included changes in operating hours for the RTA call center and RTA's various back-to-school events held on the campuses of the University of Dayton, Sinclair Community College, and Wright State University. This concludes my report, Madam President. Mr. Policicchio and I will be available if you have any questions.
Thank you. Any other questions? Hearing none, we'll move on to the Finance Personnel Committee. Mr. Lumpkin.
Thank you, Madam President. The Finance Personnel Planning Committees met for a jointly held meeting on the 18th. As a result of the committee meeting, we're recommending 4 action items for the board's consideration. Action item number 3, surveying engineering related services. Greater Dayton RTA desires to obtain a qualified consultant to provide professional surveying, engineering, and related services to support various projects. Examples of some of the projects by the RTA over the next 5 to 7 years include electric system infrastructure improvements, general substation improvements, electric trolley bus pole replacements, transit center and facility improvements, general transit enhancement, bus stop pull-offs, and shelter layouts. Some but not all tasks which are selected in the surveying engineering firm may be requested to perform are provide field and plan data for installation of electric trolley bus systems, pole staking, right-of-way layout, bus shelter layout and staking, road layout, mapping curbs, sidewalks, poles, trees, etc., strategic and master planning, miscellaneous survey work. Once the RTA identifies project tasks, the surveying firm under contract will be requested to submit a proposal for said project or task. RTA will retain the right not to use the firm under contract if an agreement or the proposal cannot be reached. This procurement is consistent with RTA's core value of stewardship as we demonstrate our commitment to manage our resources efficiently and responsibly. Ms. Rosinski presented the action item at our committee meetings, and associated details are included in today's board package. Staff is available to answer any questions the board may have at this time. Hearing none, based upon the recommendation of the committee, I move to award a contract to Brumball Engineering and Surveying, LLC for a 5-year period and not to exceed a total of $250,000 plus $50,000 for option year 1, $50,000 for option year 2, for a grand total not to exceed the amount of $350,000. Surveyor, engineering, and related services will be paid with out of operating funds as well as capital funds if services are part of a larger capital project. Expenditures are estimated to be $50,000 per year under this contract.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and properly second. Are there any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Abstentions? Motion carries. Action item number 3, surveying, engineering, and related services has passed.
Action item number 4, a 5-year global concrete contract. The purpose of this procurement is for the Greater Dayton RTA to establish a long-term contract with a qualified firm for concrete work throughout the RTA's facilities, infrastructure, and amenities. This work includes, but is not limited to, new concrete, upgrades to existing concrete, and/or replacement of concrete areas such as driveways, bus lanes, small retaining walls, and sidewalk pads. This project is consistent with RTA's core values of stewardship and properly managing our resources and maintaining our assets. Mr. Brown presented the action item at our committee meeting, and the associated details are included in today's board package. Staff's available to answer any questions the board may have at this time. Hearing none, based upon the recommendations of the committee, I move to award a contract to Belgray Incorporated for a 5-year global concrete contract in the amount of $1,258,976 for the base years of known concrete work and miscellaneous concrete work, and $892,649 for option years 1 and 2 for known concrete work and miscellaneous concrete work, and $681,062 for the term of the concrete for potential concrete work for a grand total of $2,832,688. This procurement will be funded 80% through federal grant funds.
I'll second.
Thank you. It's been properly moved and second that action item number 4, I turn the page. Action item number 4, the 5-year global concrete contract be awarded. Oh, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Abstentions? Motion carries. Action item number 4 will be awarded for the 5-year global concrete contract.
Action item number 5, group dental insurance. In order to provide continued dental insurance for RTA employees, proposals were requested for group dental insurance for all salaried and hourly employees. Proposals were asked to provide fully insured rates and a self-funded administrative services only rates. One of RTA's core values is our people, and providing dental insurance for affordable rates to employees recognizes their importance while upholding our responsibility to good stewardship of financial resources. Mr. Bob Stevens and Ms. Beth Bailey of McGowan Barbender presented this item to our committee at the committee meeting, and the associated details are included in today's board package. Staff's available to answer any questions that the board may have at this time. Hearing none, based upon the recommendation of the committee, I move to award a contract to Superior Dental Care for self-funded ASO group dental administrative fees and estimated claims for the following total annual estimated amounts. For year 1, total fees and claims, $270,368. Year number 2, total fees and claims, $280,370. Year 3, total fees and claims, $290,772. The grand total fees and claims for 3 years, $841,510. The actual award amount will vary based on the census. Group dental insurance is included in the operating budget.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and second that action item number 5, group dental insurance, be accepted. Question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Abstentions? Motion carries. Action item number 5, group dental insurance, will be awarded.
Action item number 6, resolution number 2018-10-1, FAST Act flexible funding. The Greater Dayton RTA has been notified by the Miami Valley Regional Planning Commission regarding the solicitation of new transportation projects under the Congestion Mitigation, Air Quality, and Surface Transportation Program. Sorry, I've been watching congressional things today. Once submitted, applications for the proposed new projects are to be reviewed and evaluated for possible inclusion in the State Transportation Improvement Program. In reviewing the region's transportation needs, staff has developed the project cost of buying 25 small transit buses. The RTA's only project for this funding solicitation, and RTA will provide the required local match of funds of $475,000. Mr. Rosinski presented this item at the committee meeting, and the associated details are included in today's board package. Staff is available to answer any questions the board may have at this time. Hearing none, based on the recommendations of the committee, I move to approve Resolution 2018-10-1, authorizing the submittal of all necessary documents and the fulfillment of all other requirements in order to obtain additional funding for projects approved by the MVRPC. This specifically relates to FAST Act flexible funding.
There's a motion on the floor. Can I get a second?
Second.
It's been properly moved and second to accept action item number 6, resolution number 2018-10-1, FAST Act flexible spending. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Abstentions? Motion carries. Resolution number 2018-10-1, FAST Act flexible funding, has been accepted.
Report, Madam President, June 2018 sales tax update. The information was not available at the committee meeting. However, Ms. Danforth reported via email that in June 2018, sales tax receipts equal $3,318,939, which is 1.5% or $50,000 lower than June 2018 budget. Year-to-date, the 2018 sales tax receipts equals $18,562,884, which is 1.7% or $329,000 lower than year-to-date June 2018 budget. Results continue to track very close to budget, and staff will continue to monitor and report the sales tax on a regular basis. August 18 financial statements. Ms. Danforth reported that in the month of August 2018, the net income after local depreciation is $449,715 compared to a budgeted net loss of $113,410. Operating revenues were $10,000 above, while operating expenses, including depreciation, were $115,000 over budget. RTA local depreciation expense was $5,000 over budget, while non-operating revenues were $673,000 above budget. The non-operating revenue positive variance was the biggest contributing factor to this month's positive result. RTA's August year-to-date net loss after local depreciation is $140,027 compared to a year-to-date budgeted net loss of $206,618. Operating revenues were $114,000 above budget, while operating expenses, excluding depreciation, were $232,000 over budget. RTA local depreciation expense was $22,000 under budget, while non-operating revenues $163,000 above budget. At the end of August, we are on target to achieve a balanced operating result by year's end. The details and variance explanations associated with the financial statements are included in today's committee meeting package. And that concludes my report, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Lumpkin. At this point, we'll have the Chief Executive Officer's report.
Thank you, Madam
Mr.
President.
Donahue.
Just a few informational items. As you know, I was in Nashville last week at the APTA annual meeting. That's our Public Transit Association at the national level. And some interesting things happened. First, we were able to attend the graduation ceremony for our own Brandon Polachicchio. He was one of 24 people selected last year from across the country to participate in a year-long leadership program. No caps and gowns, but he did great. His team made a presentation. He was a big part of that. That was wonderful. I think it was the following morning I got to sit in on the procurement super session. Our own Deb Howard was asked to be one of the panelists. It was a great mixture, I thought, of folks from all across the country, from very large systems. The FTA was represented. But I have to say, Deb Howard rocked it. I thought she gave the best answers of anybody on the panel. No bias here at all. So that was great. Then the following morning, Brandon and I got to personally meet with Kay Jane Williams. She is the acting administrator of the Federal Transit Administration. We were invited to an awardee-only session for people who were being awarded money this year under the discretionary bus and bus facilities program. You will recall that's the program that got zeroed out under MAP 21, and then through a lot of efforts, including those of the Bus Coalition, which we are very heavily involved in, funding was restored to that program, actually with Mike Turner's support as well, under what is now called the FAST Act, the current funding program. I think what is interesting about this award, one, it's $5.725 million. It's for electric buses. Interesting in a couple ways. One, that the rumor was if you receive money in one year, you won't receive it the next. Don't expect to, because the program is oversubscribed by about 10 to 1. They get over $2 billion in applications for about $300 million in funds each year. We were funded $2 million last year for the purchase of diesel buses, and here we got another award. It's one of the largest in the country that we received. There were only a couple that were larger. The only other Ohio systems that received awards were both under $200,000. So the significance of the award was incredible. I'm bringing it up today, one, because I'm happy about it. I think the check was out there in the hallway when it came in. I joked with the administrator that I was getting on TRAMS, that's the electronic grant system, as we speak, to draw the money, and she said, well, you know you can't do that, it's the end of the fiscal year. And they shut it down. But I wanted to highlight the fact that we talk a lot about the importance of relationships, not just in our world, but in everybody's world. And I can't say enough about the relationships we built, and especially those that Bob Brzezinski has built at both the federal and the state level. You don't get attention like this, and honestly, I don't think you get awards like this without those sort of relationships. And just a little number to add on top of that, in the past 8 years, discretionary awards to us for capital projects are just under $63 million. Those are big numbers, and they couldn't happen without those kind of relationships being in place. So I wanted to absolutely, throw some roses Bob's way. I mean, Bob is recognized all over, and there's some truth to it. So it was fun to be in that crowd, and we had a meeting early Monday morning of the Bus Coalition, the steering committee that I'm on, and it hadn't become public yet who all got money. And they said, what do you mean you got money? And so very few, even in the coalition, got a second one. So it's great news, but I wanted to highlight that really because, again, we've got people on our team that do great work every single day. They do it for the good of the organization, and it's paying dividends. We're getting really close to being able to fully fund our capital plan here in the coming years, and that's wonderful for the organization. So unless there are questions other than that, I would like to request an executive session to update the board on a personnel matter, but that's it.
Okay, we will do that a little later. We'll continue through the agenda. So old business, is there any old business that needs to be brought before the board? Any new business? Oh, board assignments. I did that. Where did I leave it? Where did I put it? Didn't I send somebody that? Okay, Mary, you're doing the right thing by shaking your head, yes. And unfortunately, I'm not, oh, yes, I do. I have it, because I'm good at this kind of stuff. I just don't always remember where I put it. Okay, board assignments. I did have a conversation with Mr. Williamson, and we did come up with board assignments. And I want to thank all of you as board members for agreeing to be on the committees that you are on. And I did share this information with, at least with Mary and Mark, and I thought Kathy too. But anyway, you know that I'm the president, and I will serve as the ex officio on all committees. And Vice President, Mr. David Williamson, will facilitate the joint committee meetings. So he'll be handling our committee meetings that we have monthly. The Planning Committee will continue to be chaired by Ms. Howard, and Ms. Stinson and Mr. Williamson will be members of that committee. The Finance and Personnel Committee will continue to be chaired by Mr. Lumpkin, and Mr. Corrado and Mr. Hoagie will be on that committee. And yes, you did agree, so don't look around like you didn't. And then the Investment Advisory Committee will be chaired by Tom, Mr. Weckerser, and the committee members will be Adrian Hurd with Mark Donahue and Mary Stanford as members, as well as, I'll be an ex officio on all of them. So having shared that with you all, I'm hoping somebody printed you all a copy, because I couldn't even find mine. So we'll see to it that you get a copy of it. So good. I'm glad I had that.
Madam President, I'll
Yes.
make copies while you're in executive session.
That sounds wonderful.
Thank you.
What Mark has said is not true about you. Okay, public. Are there any public comments? I didn't get a request for any public comments.
No, ma'am.
Good.
Did you say that?
Did I say that out loud?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any announcements from the board members? Let's start with you, Ms. Howard.
No,
No? Okay.
none for me.
Nothing, Madam.
I would like to say I appreciate my new seat. And I apologize for my tardiness, but I had difficulty finding a parking space when I came in. So I'm assuming someone was in your space.
It was one of these public transit employees here that taken my space.
So I apologize for being tardy, but I did eventually find a parking space.
Well, we're glad you made it. And if at any point you want your seat back, you're welcome. We do need to have an executive session, and I now move that we enter into an executive session to discuss the investigation of allegations made by a former employee and to discuss security arrangements implemented by the RTA. Do I have a second?
Second.
Can I get a roll call?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Corrado?
Yes.
Ms. Hairston?
Yes.
Ms. Byrd?
Yes.
Mr. Hope?
Yes.
Ms. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Rankin?
Yes.
Ms. Matthews Stinson?
Yes.
Mr. Wefficer?
Yes.
Mr. Williamson?
Yes.
Thank you.
Having completed that, I will let you know that there will be no action taken afterwards, so there will not be a vote or anything done after this executive session.